outsized numbers being thrown around regarding AI and data center buildouts, including OpenAI's $850 billion expansion. That's equal to the output of 17 nuclear plants. But how is the energy grid going to handle the added load, and who will ultimately pay for the increased consumption? Well, joining us right here on set is ABB CEO Morten Wierod. Morten, it's great to have you. Welcome.
Thank you. Great to be here.
This is one of the areas that you play in, is electrification, automation, and sort of building out and modernizing of the grid. What are you seeing, particularly here in the U.S., which is a big growth market for you?
Yeah, at ABB, we're helping both integrating more of that energy into the grid, but also looking at the demand side, helping that build out of data centers where a lot of that new energy is being consumed. And what we see at the moment is a massive expansion of energy. Before, like from 2010 to 2020, it was pretty flat consumption. Since then, it's really starting spiking up. And that is what we see also for the next 10, 15 plus years, a strong increase. And that means it really puts a lot of stress on the power grid. And we do need more power, but we also need power at the right time. And that is where we come in with more of automation, being able to balance that, when we put, if that energy comes from nuclear, it can come from LNG, from gas, or from renewables. There are many sources to get that electricity flowing, but that's the outcome that is needed on the other end. And that's what we help, both integration, but also making it available, reliable. And later on also, I think now more and more topic of being affordable for the consumers, which is one of the key topics in the coming years.
In terms of those demand signals, natural gas, nuclear, where are you seeing that? And what does it mean in terms of demand for your piece of the infrastructure pie?
Yeah, for us, the biggest part is right now is on the LNG. That's a massive, big investment, especially in Texas. New capacity coming live, new terminals being built. So we are involved both from fracking to pipelines and to the terminals, and even on the LNG ships that comes and get that and delivers this overseas when that is needed. So this is a complete value chain where we as ABB and a company are involved in all of those processes, both on the automation side and the electrification side, because everything in these common, even if it's LNG and fossil, it is electric. It is and the outcome and why you need all the gas is to have more electricity to boom that, to boost the power grid and making that we can all have the right temperature in our houses, but also that those data centers never shuts down.
ABB, Swiss company, multinational, operates in regions across the world right now. How much of your investment is going into the U.S. versus the rest of the world right now?
U.S. is by far the biggest receiver of capital in the company. Right now, last week, we announced an announcement about $110 million going into new capacity here in the United States. We have what we call a local for local strategy. We are a global company, but we serve customers locally. So about 80% of what we sell here in the United States is produced in the United States. And if you,
so you haven't been hit too hard by tariffs?
No, this is how we have dealt with tariffs and, let's say, trade barriers for many, many years, because we are local in Europe, we are local in China, we're local in India, and we are local here in the United States. So this is it was important for us during the years of COVID and a lot of the shutdowns, and that served us well. And then we have just continued to accelerate those local investments so we can really be local for local in every area we operate.
On all this AI data center talk, just a practical question. Is it even physically possible to stand up multiple gigawatt scale data centers, both in the U.S. and around the world, within 5 years?
It is possible because it is today, there is quite a lot of free capacity in the grid available. But that is really, electricity, it's a bit like the highways. There is more than enough roads in the country. There should never be traffic. The problem is the peak hours. It's when everybody wants to. And that's the same in the electric network. So what we're looking at, can we build data centers? Take one of the large ones being built here in the United States now is up in North Dakota. Because there it is available energy, and they don't have transmission capacity to get that electricity here to New York, for example. So this is how you're able to build. That's why you build data center in special jurisdiction. It's the same we see in Europe. My home country of Norway is now in the north of Norway, a lot of hydropower available and not enough transmission capacity to the south where it's needed. So therefore, there's where OpenAI and Stargate builds the biggest data center in Europe, or planning to build the biggest data center in Europe. So this is happening all over the world. But in the next years, it will soon, this reserve capacity that sits in the network we will run out of it, especially during special peak hours. So therefore, more capacity is needed. We have to build new power plants. one of these new big data center, we talk about 1 gigawatt. To put that in perspective, that's like one nuclear power plant is normally around 1.2 gigawatts. So it's like having one large new data center. You have a nuclear power plant in your backyard.